1 year ago, Tesla's CEO, Elon Musk, famously said in an interview, quote, "I think it's very unwise to short Tesla. There's a tsunami of hurt for those holding a short position," end quote. And you know what? He was right. The stock's up almost 460% in the past 12 months. Even Musk himself now is taken aback by the huge surge here. Just last night, he said shorting Tesla is, quote, "not as crazy." So, you know, when a CEO hints at volatility, does that mean it's time for the rest of us to get out of the stock? We want to ask our panel. Bloomberg's Matt Miller with the story. Doherty's Andrea James with the strategy and trading advantages. Scott Bauer with your trade. Matt Miller, I mean, a CEO saying, yeah, hey, maybe it's not so crazy now to short it. Well, is he just being brutally honest?
Well,
telling us something
he added that he still thinks it's unwise, not the right thing to do. And you could also make an argument, as I'm sure you've heard many times, that having a large short interest in a stock is good for investors who are long, because whenever there's a big drop, they have the shorts there to cover and to sort of provide a little bit of a trampoline for that stock. There's a couple of interesting points with this stock, though. You mentioned the huge run-up, and we're showing it now from June 2010, 877%. It is now worth $20 billion and change, so fully a quarter the value of Volkswagen. However, Volkswagen produces 90 times as many cars. They are looking to have about $2 billion in revenue in Tesla for the full year of 2013. So not unlikely that they hit that target. In fact, they probably will go a little bit above that target. But they've got some real competition coming out. First of all, I just saw a couple days ago the official launch video for BMW's i8, and I've started to hear a lot more people mention that they want this car. It's absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous, and of course it's a BMW, so you know it's going to have that quality. I don't want to say Tesla doesn't, because we've seen the amazing things Elon Musk has been able to do in terms of the safety of his car, basically breaking the machines that they use to test the safety of cars. So it's definitely been admirable, but you're going to see BMW and Audi come out and really blow away the high end here. And you see other companies like Volkswagen wants to put out 14 hybrids next year. You're going to see Nissan put out almost all hybrids. Carlos Ghosn is going to go full hybrid. Toyota's got about 21 already on offer. So taking out the kind of middle and lower end segment, and BMW and Audi could have the high-end segment. So it seems to me that Tesla could get squeezed out and become kind of the Duesenberg of electric cars. The design definitely looks very beta when you compare it to the BMW.
Andrea, is this the danger here, that Tesla basically has so much competition from so many established players that it's not going to be able to make a go of it?
Well, they're already making a go of it. And just to comment on the Elon Musk comment, he is the largest shareholder, so he's put his money where his mouth is. Let's just look at simple market share figures. It's a $1.5 trillion auto market. There's room for lots of players. We know that. The Gen 3 car, the next generation of car that Tesla's going to come out with, if they can get 500,000 units, which is maxing out the factory, that's 5% market share on that category. So we're not saying, you know, they need 50% market share. That would be 5% market share. That would be $15 in earnings per share. That would be a $300 stock. So I don't think these numbers are outlandish for Tesla to have a place.
But do you think they can ramp up to 500,000 quick? I mean, right now they're struggling to produce 20,000 vehicles a year, right?
They're in the ramp-up phase now on the Model S, which is a much more expensive car. Sure, they're going to do a little over 20,000 vehicles this year on the Model S. The next generation of car, I mean, we are talking about several years out, 2017, 2018, 2019, for the higher volumes.
That seems pretty far out to look, right? I mean, that's you got to have a crystal ball to look that many years out, don't you?
Well, companies, this happens all the time with stocks, right? You look at where growth companies get valued on future earnings potential, not today's earnings potential. It's no different with Tesla.
The fear is, Andrea, that there's a lot of hype here. And, you know, as Matt points out, you know, you look at a company like Volkswagen, which is producing 90 times as many cars as Tesla. At what point does the hype really turn into something that's reality, where they're producing at a much higher level and that there's more sort of oomph behind the stock price?
It's a valid question. The Model S is a great car. And because they've proven that out, they get credit for the next generation of vehicle. Just like when they were producing the Roadster, was their only vehicle, their former two-seat sports car, they were getting credit, the stock was getting credit for what the Model S could do when that vehicle was just a concept. Tesla's got some real potential. They've got a lot of IP in their battery technology around the usage of the lithium-ion cells that they're using on the cylindrical cell. That is real. The IP is real. The factory is real. And the management team is real.
You talk to a lot of other chief operating officers. I talked to Bob Carter just recently from Toyota. They're not concerned about needing some IP from Tesla. They can all produce electric cars that'll run the same amount of time on a charge, that'll do the same kind of performance figures. So it's just about the design of the vehicle, and I feel like Tesla is going to have a lot of competition.
Why haven't they done it yet? Why haven't they done it yet?
No, they're going to definitely be coming out. I mean, the i8 will be a great example, right? It's coming out very soon, and it's definitely going to take the wind out of the sails, at least at the top end, the luxury end of Tesla. I think
I'd like to see their cost per kilowatt hour. Matt, you challenge them. Ask them their cost per kilowatt hour. See if they can get as low as Tesla's. Tesla's under $300 per kilowatt hour. I don't think anyone else is there.
But Tesla's still a $100,000 car, right? So they've got to come down substantially to be able to sell to the masses, and as soon as they have achieved that, they're going to have all of this competition from Volkswagen, from Toyota, from even Chevy, right, which is
Okay, so let me get over to Scott for a moment, because we don't have a ton of time left, and I want to know what to do. Is there a trade here in all this, Scott? As much as everybody's talking about two different sides of this company.
There definitely is a trade, and I'm certainly not looking out to 2017, 18, 19. If you look at Tesla over the last 3 to 6 months, if you look at what the stock has done on a day-to-day basis and on a weekly basis, except for during the day before and after earnings, on a day basis, the average move is 2%. On a week-to-week basis, it's not over 10%. So what I'm going to do, I want to take advantage of that. I want to sell from where the stock is right now, a September 150 put, and sell a September 180 call. Basically, that's about a 10% move either direction from here with 1 week to go. I can collect about $1.70 to do that. The odds are, based on how the stock is traded, that's going to be a very favorable trade. I will continue to do that with weekly options going forward until the time comes early November for the next earnings report. And I'll adjust if the stock adjusts trading outside that 2% or 10%. But while it's trading in that range, that is from a, let's call it a mathematical basis. Seems like a real great trade to make.
All right, we're going to watch it. Thanks so much to the whole gang. Matt Miller, Andrea James, and Scott Bauer. Adam.
Well, coming up, dividends are getting a lot of attention. I'm going to tell you why. That's next.
What makes Ireland great? Is it this? Or is it this? Is it the rugged sounds of ancient Isle?